YouTube, what is going on? This video is all about increasing FPS, stopping crashes, freezing stutters, decreasing input lag, decreasing FPS drops, making your game look great while also fixing all these problems. This is all in one video, people, so make sure you watch the full thing. There will be something in this video that will help you even slightly. Now I'm going to say this before the video starts so that a large portion of you will instantly know what is wrong with your game. So what you need to do is go to your task manager and then go to the performance tab and then click memory. Right here in this corner, this will be the amount of memory that you have. If that number is 8 gigabytes or lower, you are going to have trouble playing this game absolutely no matter what, 100% chance, there is no way around it. 8 gigabytes is the minimum requirements for this game to function. The keyword is function. Another 4 gigabytes or 8 gigabyte RAM stick is only around $30, so it really doesn't cost that much to solve a lot of your issues. Now, if you have more than 8 gigabytes of RAM, you're good to go, and something else in this video should help you solve your issues. To start, we're going to go over everything we need to do outside of the game before diving into the in-game settings. Alright, first things first, we're going to go into options, and then we're going to go into game settings. As you can see right here, you're going to click Modern Warfare, and this is the command line you're going to want to put in -D3D11. This is going to make the game run in DirectX 11 versus DirectX 12, which is much newer and more prone to glitches and messing up. So run it on DirectX 11, it's more stable. So we're going to put that command line in and then click Done. Alright guys, so the next thing you're going to want to do is go down into the description and download timer resolution. I put a link there. What this does is it changes the input time for your system. So the average Windows XP standard timer is 10 to 25 milliseconds. The application changes the default timer on your system, allowing your inputs to register faster. This will create or decrease input lag, and some people have said that it will also increase your FPS by a few points on average. So what I would do is I would use this especially because it reduces input lag when you're playing the game. So download timer resolution in the description and open it up. It looks like this. All you're going to want to do is click maximum, and this is going to lower your timer resolution to 0.499 milliseconds, which is the lowest it can go. And you're going to minimize it, play your game. When you're done with it, you can exit out of timer resolution and it'll go right back to your default timer. This doesn't hurt your computer or anything, so don't worry about your computer getting hurt. It's a perfectly safe program. You can try it and see if it helps you. Another important thing that you should always do is go to options. I'm going to go to show in Explorer. You're going to open up Modern Warfare, and you're going to right click on Modern Warfare here. You're going to click Properties. You're going to click Compatibility, and you're going to make sure that it's running this program as an administrator. Make sure this is checked, and then click OK. So your game should always be running an administrator. This will help a couple of crashing issues and some things like that. So always run the game as administrator. Next, if you go to your search bar and you type in DVR, your game bar settings will pop up. Click that and make sure you have game bar turned off. This will be recording gameplay in your game and it will strongly decrease your FPS, so make sure this is turned off. Also, you can try game mode turned on, but I don't see much of a difference with it, so I don't mess with that. Make sure also if you have a Discord that you go to your Discord overlay and make sure you're disabling the in-game overlay in Discord. This can cause stuttering issues on some computers. This one is pretty obvious, but a lot of people actually don't do this. Make sure your game drivers are up to date. Your game drivers need to be up to date, especially when Season 1 launches. There's going to probably be a GeForce update, so make sure you download that and make sure your graphics drivers are up to date and ready to go when Season 1 launches. The last thing you're going to want to do here is you're going to want to go to your task manager and you're going to want to click your memory and you're going to want to look down here at the bottom right. This should show the speed of your RAM. That mine shows here 3000 megahertz. This is what you need to check. Sometimes when people put RAM into their computer, things like that, it'll underclock the RAM and put it at like 1000 or some lower number. So what you need to do is you need to go into your BIOS and manually reclock it. Also, sometimes when people change change the systems in any way, this might happen. So make sure you check this. If you're stuttering a lot, this is probably why. If the speed is at like 1,000 or 1,200, that means that your RAM is underclocking and you're definitely going to be getting stutters because of that. So if you have this issue, just hit me up in my Discord down below in the description, and I will try to help you with clocking your RAM manually in the BIOS. Alright guys, now we're going to go into the in-game settings here. I'm going to go into detail about some settings and less about others, but you're going to want to make sure that your settings are a lot like this. I'm going to give options for a couple of these settings too, so just make sure you watch the full thing and make sure that you got these settings. These settings will give you the best performance and the best visibility. You'll have the best of both worlds. So to start, display mode, you're going to be one on full screen or full screen windowed. I would do full screen. Display monitor, obviously your monitor. Display adapter should be on your GPU. Screen refresh rate should be the refresh rate of your monitor. So I have a 240 Hz monitor, so I'm going to use the 240 Hz screen refresh rate. Render resolution should always be on 100. If you want to lower this number, that's fine, but your game's gonna look like shit. You're gonna gain FPS, but the game is gonna look really bad. So that's just a decision you have to make in terms of how much FPS you have. Might have to lower this, but it you should keep it at 100 normally. So aspect ratio, gonna keep that on automatic. VSync, you're gonna want to keep it disabled. So custom frame limit, you're gonna want to do custom. You're gonna want to switch this to 2 FPS below the refresh rate of your monitor unless you have a 60 Hertz monitor. If you have a 60 Hertz monitor, just set it to 60 FPS. This is for people who have G-Sync, so you never want G-Sync to turn off. So you're going to want to keep it 2 FPS below 240 Hertz so that G-Sync will never turn off because it will cause input lag and problems and stuttering as well. Nvidia highlights you're going to want to keep disabled. This is going to increase FPS. Nvidia reflex low latency, you're going to want this on enabled plus boost. Skip this for now. Display gamma 2.2. Now you're going to want texture resolution on normal. This is greatly going to increase the visibility in the game, and it's not going to affect your VRAM usage too much, so I would set this to normal. Texture filter anisotropic, you're going to do low. Particle quality, you're going to want high. This won't affect your VRAM usage much, so don't worry about it. Put it on high. Bullet impacts and sprays enabled. Tessellation disabled. On-demand texture streaming enabled. This stuff's kind of doesn't matter. Streaming quality normal. Okay. You can go low if you're having a lot of FPS issues, but low looks really bad, so do normal. Shadow map resolution low. Cache spot shadows disabled. Cache sun shadows disabled. Particle lighting low. Direct ray tracing disabled. Ambient occlusion disabled. Screen space reflection disabled. Now for anti-aliasing, you're going to want to do SMAA 1X. This does not affect your FPS much, and it makes the game look a lot better. You could also, if you're having trouble running with this, you can run it on just off completely. But I use the SMA 1X. And then depth of field, you're going to want to disable. The filmic strength, you're going to want at 1. World motion blur, you're going to want disabled. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to apply these settings. Go back up. Hit restart shaders installation. After this is done, if you've done everything in this video, you guys should be good to go. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscription button. Only 1.3% of you guys are subbed to the channel. Let's make that 2%. Peace.